Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People. How's everybody doing today? It's a Wednesday, it's Hump Day. Carolina Panthers were victorious this past Sunday, getting their first win for interim head coach Chris Tabor. And now, can they build on that momentum? Can they steal another victory this Sunday at Bank of America Stadium, where conditions will be a lot better than last week? I think we're predicting somewhere around 60s, mid 60s. Partly cloudy, no rain, so hopefully fan attendance will be better as well. But the Carolina Panthers are now in full mode preparing to take on the Green Bay Packers this Sunday. And today, Wednesday, is really our chance to speak with the head coach, Bryce Young, and some members in the locker room. So the biggest thing, though, is that I like to start off with is the injury report. So we're going to go through the injury report. And any questions that you all have while I'm doing this video, please, I'm here for you. That's why I say man of the people. Questions you may have for things that's not on my script, I'm always here and available to answer those questions for you. And just want to ask and invite you to go ahead and hit that like button or subscribe if you have not already done so. I see a few hearts coming already, so thank you everyone very much. Now, I did not properly get the injury report in front of me, but 2 seconds, I should have it, and here we go. I now have it. So let's go ahead and start looking at this injury report, which is a long one. Why? Because the Carolina Panthers, you can just see here, eyeballing this, that there are a lot of illnesses. So the flu bug is still rampantly going around NFL locker rooms, including the Carolina Panthers locker room. So I think it's been going on now almost 2 weeks. Definitely has been a full week that injury bug has been biting people in the locker room. So what can you do? Well, there's always the next man up mentality that Chris Tabor says that he operates by and goes by. Wife is calling me. She should know that I'm doing a video. Wife, get those notifications. I'm going to have to get on my wife to turn on her notifications. But he says next man up mentality is something that they always go by, and that's what they're going by now. Make sure the next person is prepared, but also medically, they always have good staff that's evaluating guys to determine if this guy is too sick. Can he still be here? Some guys, he says, they can still be here. Maybe they can just put on a mask, or you can do some social distancing. Some guys, they're at a different stage, and you have to send them home. So they're still doing that. You know, the COVID thing that we got all familiar with, social distancing, putting on a mask, or just going home. So nevertheless, let's go ahead and run through this list for you all. Linebacker Brian Burns, dealing with that illness, did not practice today. Linebacker Yetur Gross-Matos, dealing with a knee. He did not practice today. You also have Marquise Haynes. He's dealing with the illness and his back, so he did not practice today. Offensive tackle Taylor Moton, dealing with the knee and some rest. And if you don't know by now, Taylor Moton, I forget the number, but I think he has the second longest streak of active games for the Carolina Panthers. So he always gets a rest day, which is always a Wednesday. So don't be alarmed about that. But he had a rest day today. Cornerback Troy Hill got a rest day today, just did not practice. Wide receiver Adam Thielen, he normally gets a full DNP, did not practice for his vet days, but he was limited in practice today. Adam Thielen just on the edge of being a 1,000-yard receiver. So congratulations to Adam Thielen, still having a successful season, even though he has, I think last game he did well, but the previous 2 games he kind of slumped down when Tabor first came as head coach for this Carolina Panthers team. And I got something right here that I got to go ahead and acknowledge.
Super Chat.
Panthers Kingdom podcast. People said Bryce Young would be injury prone, 51 sacks, and he is still up and ticking. So, yeah, no doubt about it. Thank you, Panther Kingdom, for that support. Bryce, it's a concern to have. His stature, his size, he's not that tall, he's not that heavy. Would he hold up? And some people said flat out, he's not going to hold up. He's not going to make it. And outside of what week was that? I know it's Seattle. So after week 2, he got hurt and missed week 3 versus Seattle. He did not play, but he bounced right back and came back for week 4 against the Vikings. Bryce has been pretty darn good at avoiding the big hits, taking care of his body. He says today, he even said this today, that he still needs to work on his slide. It's getting better, but he needs to work on his slide. But he's doing a good job of staying healthy, taking those hits and just not crumbling, right? I didn't think he would just crumble. I just felt like it would be just a really good big hit. And he's avoided them. So hats off to Bryce. He, gives God the credit for that. And hopefully that'll continue being something that we do not have to worry about. Other than the normal, any quarterback can get hit. Aaron Rodgers is out with his tear trying to come back. It happens this year alone. I forget at what point there were like 5 or 6 really top tier quarterbacks that were out due to injuries. Deshaun Watson's out. Nevertheless, yes, Bryce Young is doing very well. 51 sacks, a ton more hits, and he's still ticking. So super chats are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you so much, Panthers Kingdom, for that. And I got some members that have joined. I'm going to give you your props. Well, let me go ahead and get back to the rest of this list here for injuries. Tight end Tommy Tremble dealing with the illness. He was limited in practice today. Free safety Sam Franklin Jr., quadriceps, limited in practice today. Offensive tackle David Sharp dealing with that illness that's going around. Maybe I shouldn't go in that locker room this week. Normally I try to get in there, but I got a little one at home, 2-month-old, and I don't want to have everybody sick at my house. So tight end Ian Thomas dealing with the ankle. He was limited in practice today. And this list is so long, we actually got 2 pages. So here's the second page. Free safety Xavier Woods dealing with the what? An illness. Sorry, messing up the screens there. He did not practice today. And linebacker Claudin Cherilus. Oh man, I need the pronunciation chart. Dealing with the knee. He was limited in practice today. So am I concerned with that injury report? Not at all. It is really par for the course for this Carolina Panthers team. And, we'll continue to break down everything that's happening this week. And again, I'm here for any questions, things that I don't talk about that you may have a question about or just want to get someone's opinion. Let me know. I'm here to help, here to answer them. As I give you some time to think if there's any other questions out there, let me go ahead and give some love to our members. Chris Mack. Let's give you your props for being a member of the channel. Hey, and I'm going to do a video just for members only pretty soon because a lot of members have stayed. You guys haven't just boycotted. No, I shouldn't say boycotted. You hadn't just tuned out due to the bad record. And I need your support. I need every member that I can so we can continue to do what we do, covering this team, traveling to cover the games, being in the locker room, the photography, all that stuff. So look for that video coming soon. I just got to honestly figure out how to do a members only video. Bryce is the only one that hasn't been majorly hurt. That is correct. All right, so let's keep on going through some information. Since we are talking about the man, number 9, Bryce Young, he has had in his 2 victories, both of them were game-winning walk-off type situations where we were able to win the game. I say walk-off type, but that's what happens. It's been a game-winning drive in those 2 victories, and they've been good drives. They've been long drives. He's had to throw. We'd have runs. It's been a mixture. It's been some good stuff. That drive last week for the win was the longest drive by far of that game. I think it was like 17 plays, 90 yards, ate a chunk of the clock. So today Bryce talked about those game-winning drives and how they need to build off of those.
It shows us the untapped potential that we have. It shouldn't take that. We shouldn't have to wait till it's that scenario. That's not something that's going to come up every game, so we can't rely on that. So, you see it and it's great, but, we got to make sure that that's not what it calls for, that we're able to do that drive in and drive out. We're able to do that, in all 4 quarters. So, you also see that side. So, that's something we got to improve on.
So, yeah, Bryce, hey, let's build off of it. Let's just not wait into that last drive, that game-winning opportunity to dig deep and be able to put something good together. And hopefully they will. Hopefully they will build off of that and continue to, get another W before the end of the year. Help another team stay at home and watch the playoffs with us here in Charlotte and the Carolinas. So appreciate the support. Let's see if there's some questions I can get to before I get off of here. Yes. Very, very good. Let me see if I actually have a photograph that I could quickly share before I get off of here. Let's see. This is why it's a team environment. You guys help me remember something that I need to talk about. So actually a couple of things that I need to talk about. Let me see if I can get this going properly here. Let's try this right here. There you go. A little celebration after the game last week. That is the one and only Eddie Pinero, who is currently good for being the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Good old Eddie Pinero, tied with the second most field goals made in Week 15, going 3 for 3, hitting the game-winning 23-yard field goal to win it. And with that, he moved to number 3 overall, career-wise for the Carolina Panthers in field goals made. He made 3, which took him to 57. So it's John Casey, Graham Gano, and now Eddie Pinero. So yes, congratulations to Eddie Pinero for being NFC South Special Teams Player of the Week. And Chris Tabor said he didn't do anything special for him, right? He did, he's a special teams guy, so you might think, well, special teams guy is now the coach. This guy got the award. Is there going to be something special? He said, nope, just the usual posting around the locker room that he won it, but nothing out of the ordinary for Eddie, because you're only as good as your next kick. And he said, hey, no, it's not harsh. It's just the reality, right? He recalled when Eddie missed that kick down Atlanta and everybody wanted to get on him. And then after that, he's made them. He's like, well, hey, I'm behind that now. Let's talk about what he's doing good at the moment. So only as good as your next kick. But congratulations to Eddie Pinero, NFC South Special Teams Player of the Week. Also want to tell you of a transaction that took place yesterday. Do you remember a guy named Justin Houston? He joined the Carolina Panthers late in the preseason, just about as late as you can before you got into the preseason games. Didn't play any preseason games. Was the guy that we hope would be a force opposite of Brian Burns. It never turned out to be as such. And yesterday he was released. At his wishes, Justin Houston was released by the Carolina Panthers. He wished to be on a team that had a chance to compete, get into the playoffs, and naturally, with the Carolina Panthers being eliminated, his place wasn't here. So, best of luck to him and his future. So, TGreen, another member of our channel. So, I want to give you TGreen some love. All of our members that join and sign on with us and support us. Appreciate you very much. Let's see if we can get through one more question. Any things you wish Bryce would achieve in the next game? I want a multiple TD game from him. For me, what I would like to see Bryce Young achieve, and very good question, Chris Mack, very good question. I would like to see him continue to try to throw the ball downfield. He doesn't have to connect on them. He doesn't have to throw a dozen of them either. But, I would like to still see him attempt a 25-yard pass, see him attempt a 35-yard pass. Give me 3 deep shots down the field. I would like to see him build on that. He's been doing a good job of that. Last week, he only had 1 really, but the weather conditions weren't the best to allow him to do much more than what he did do, throwing the ball downfield. The other thing I would like him to do is I would like to continue to see him run. I don't want him to run just as a first reaction, but I want to continue to see him run the ball. I think that helps open up. Number one, it helps move the chains most of the time that he does it, which is extremely important to continue to move the chains. But it just gives the defender something else to think about. The more you give a defender to think about, the more that you can have them react slower which means you might can give yourself a chance to get some more completions or do some more other things because they have to think about more and process more other than knowing, oh, he's not running. I can go do this, I can go do that, and really lock down the defender. So deep shots, 3 of them, run the ball, and just 1 touchdown. Like, yeah, I would love to see Bryce Young throw a touchdown. It would help his confidence. And I don't know if that's too many things. I could keep going, but those are my 3. Thank you very much, Chris Mack, for the question. And then we got Knucklehead K, another member of the channel, tuning in. Gotta give the love to the members. Gotta give the love. What's up, Chris? Not too much. Trying to figure out how to get to this Jacksonville game, December 31st, New Year's Eve. And then currently got to get some diapers for the little man. Dropped them off at daycare this morning, and they were like, hey, we are in desperate need of diapers. And I said, oh my goodness, have I been ignoring your request to let me know that there's diapers needed? So somebody is probably watching saying, what is this guy doing talking about diapers? I'm a personable guy. I'm your friend in the media. So Chris asked me, Knucklehead K asked me what's up. That's what's up. Appreciate the checking in there. And TGreen says, wish we could get those black helmets for every game. We have one. Andre Cassidy, my co-host, told me that we have one every time we've worn those. Hey, let's do it. And Panther Kingdom podcast saying, you look close at that DJ Chark catch. That was perfectly placed. Yeah, it was awesome. It got us to win. It led to getting us to win, which is awesome. We need some wins. Hey, that'll be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow, where we continue to update you on the injury report and other news that develops regarding this Carolina Panthers team. Who's the next coach going to be? I don't know, but again, just keeping you up to date on any and everything that happens for these Carolina Panthers. Thank you all for tuning in with me this Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.